What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another MMA YouTube video. This is just going to be the matchmaking from UFC Kansas City. We already did a recap, so we're not going to go too in depth into the fights. We're mostly just going to be talking about the matchups. We'll give like a little recap, but if you want like an actual recap of all the fights, just go watch that. But this is just matchmaking, and yeah.
Yeah, I missed the card. I was doing stuff all day yesterday, and I wasn't in the recap. So I'm gonna give maybe a little bit of a more in-depth opinion, but I won't waste your time because again, I didn't watch it. But let's get into it.
All right, we're going to start with the main event. The main event winner, Ian Garry, of course, a very unceremonious main event. It was quite boring, quite whatever. Garry looked good for a couple rounds, then looked like shit, and Prates looked like shit the whole fight, and basically threw it. Um, so yeah, that's. Do you have anything on this
Uh,
before fight?
yeah, was I mean, I was in a burger restaurant, like watching this on my phone, uh, and my phone was dying. Dude, those first 3 rounds felt like 30 minutes. It was insane, especially those first 2. Somehow, even though, of course, they weren't the most boring rounds of MMA ever, they felt maybe the longest that I've ever experienced. It was
Yeah.
insane because Prates wasn't thrown. Well, we'll get into Prates. So I guess next section I should be talking about this, but it was just so boring, man.
And you saw this in the thumbnail. Um, it's Garry versus the winner of Usman and Buckley, which I do think will be Buckley. I pray will be Buckley.
Yep,
Um,
me too.
I love watching Buckley. He's one of the most like fun fighters in the sport right now in terms of fighting style and in terms of just like his personality and what he's bringing to MMA. So yeah, Buck versus Cuck, it's finally gonna happen. We got guys like Sean Brady and Shavkat that are in the waiting in the wings for a title shot. So maybe they'll fight each other. Maybe one of them will just get a title shot. Who knows? This is an actual number one contenders fight. I have no clue why Ian Garry thinks that he's like some type of number one contender. If I'm being completely honest, he's not. He's number 7. He had just lost to number like 3, and in a non-title fight, and now he beat number 13, who was super unproven. It's just you're not the number one contender, dude. I respect him for stepping up and taking these fights, but dude, you're not. You are not the number one contender. You might be a backup for a title fight. That doesn't mean you're getting a title shot. I think it's Usman Buckley winner all day. Feels obvious, honestly.
Also, Gary, start eating meat again. Your personality will get better, people will like you more, and you'll actually be able to KO someone. If he was like his Cage Warrior self and landed that like uppercut combo on Prates, I think it could have been a TKO, but he's so weak now. It's
It's
crazy.
also it's his instinct isn't there. His grappling is so like he has good technical grappling, but he's so weak. He can't finish chokes. He can't really finish takedowns. He only got Prates down like twice, really.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Um, on to Carlos Prates. Once again, we talked about it in the recap video. He looked like shit. But he looked like Prates. Like this wasn't some uncharacteristic. I had a bad weight
Yeah, it,
cut.
it was it
He
was Giles
it's
fight
Prates.
Prates.
Yes, this is who Carlos Prates is. He has a very shallow bag. There's a lot of striking things can't deal with. This is something I talked about in the predictions video, and I've talked about with Prates before on this channel. Is that he of these 4 like main character fighting nerds definitely has the most holes, the most clear holes. I mean, it's just obvious, right? He's always had sus boxing defense, which we saw here. He's struggles to deal with real range. Um, even though he had a massive reach advantage over Gary, not massive, but a pretty sizable one. Um,
Yeah, he
he's
cannot
he
he could
struggles.
not find his range with that jab at any point.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know how you completely lose out on a range battle for 5 rounds. Um,
yeah, and he also struggles to deal with the mixing up of takedowns in MMA. We saw that here. Like did great defending the takedowns, but you got
maybe yeah,
I mean,
maybe
48.
focus a little too much on that in the camp. I don't know. Um,
And just beyond all that, he threw the fight. I mean, blatantly threw the fight. That's something I need to mention. In the 5th round, he blatantly threw the fight. There's no other explanation. Once again, we talked about it in the recap video. Let's just get to the fight.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is good. Kind of just a rebound for Prates because he is a big star. He has a big following. He's a really entertaining fighter. So Luke and Holland are fighting. I think on Newark on the O'Malley Marab card. So that's in like a month and a half or so, about a month. So just do this. It's a good fight, I think. It'll be entertaining. It's a good rebound. I think Prates would beat either of these guys, but hey, you never know. If Luke ends up beating Holland and then he beats Prates, we get a bit of a redemption storyline. If Holland ends up winning and beats Prates, then I
Yeah.
don't fucking
And
know.
closing statement on Prates. I don't know if we love CP anymore.
I don't know,
Like,
man. I
dude,
don't know.
that CP was so lame that I don't think I want to watch anymore.
But
It
that's
sucked.
C that's CP. Hey,
It
CP's gonna
is.
CP, right?
It's true. But like, well, it's mostly the throwing the fight. It's not.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, I. This was the Giles fight protest. I watched that entire Giles fight. It is what it is. But it's mostly just you get him dead, crawling to the cage, and you're just gonna slowly walk behind him. And like, what are
He
you
threw, he
doing?
threw, he threw,
Yeah,
he
he
threw.
threw.
No,
So
yeah.
I don't know if we love CP. I guess we just like CP now. So
Yeah. All right, let's get on to the co-main event. Not much to say about that is we once again we talked about this fight ad nauseum in the recap. Anthony Smith quit. Zhang Mingyang brutalized him in the first round. I mean,
dude,
duh, right?
I've never seen that much blood from one cut. That was
Yeah.
it was just
Wow.
pouring out of his head. No, dude, did you see the canvas after that?
Did you see fucking Randy Brown? No, that was from Randy Brown and Nicholas Dalby.
Oh, okay, okay. It was
They
just
had one that was
yeah.
crazy.
No, it was just
Like,
in a perfect spot then where
yeah,
Pigheart was going into the fetal position right above the giant like pool of blood that
yeah. No, dude, the end. I mean, it was definitely maybe part Anthony, but like, I'm not positive on this. But the end of round one with Dalby and Brown, dude, there was so much blood. Even though it didn't even seem like there was that much, but because Dalby's nose got totally. All right. Anyways, matchup. This is actually something that's pretty interesting. I think Rakic is a good matchup for him. Not because it'll be fun, but hey, maybe he'll KO Rakic in the first. That would be fucking awesome. Even though I fuck with Rakic,
yeah,
he's
I mean
boring as hell. Back to the
Rakic has
division.
like pitter patter punches. Min Yang walks through that shit. He does not care. I think
If Rakic can grapple
yeah,
him.
it's grappling. It's if he can land one of those Rakic head kicks that he throws from like outside of kicking range that just kind of glance at you that kind of suck. Um, you're not hitting that highlight again, little bro. Uh, these people are not Jimmy Manawa, but
Mm,
I think yeah, Min Yang has this. He could get just a really cool like Terminator like KO. It sucks that Anthony Smith just like curled up into a ball after getting cut, but I think maybe we focus a bit too much on the negative here. Min Yang walked through him, he destroyed him. Um, it just sucks that Anthony Smith made it so lame, especially in
Yeah,
his retirement fight.
dude, I talked about this in the prediction video. Like, one thing I hope about this fight, because I'm positive Min Yang's gonna beat him, is that we get an actual highlight.
Yeah.
That Anthony Smith, for once, just fucking dogs it out on the feet and takes the TKO, the real TKO loss. But no, he just crumbles up into a ball and it's fucking whatever. But yeah, I think like push Ming Yang, right? There's no reason to be doing this. Oh, now you gotta fight Volkan, and now you gotta fight Krylov, and now you gotta fight the loser of this fight, and then you fight number six. No, fuck that. Light heavyweight sucks, man. The number one like prospect, and what by prospect I don't mean like a prospect fighter, I mean like a prospect as a part of the division, is that Reyes is coming up and maybe on a redemption arc. And that's
There's
it?
nobody else. There's
No,
nobody
it's
else.
terrible.
Dude,
Pereira, hmm?
Min Yang is picking up steam. In my opinion, he's the most fun fighter at light heavyweight, which is saying something. I mean, maybe pump the brakes because we got Yuri and like Hill, all these people. But dude, I love
Come on.
watching Zhang Min Yang. He's the most exciting to me because I know where those other guys are and what they're gonna do. Um, so I mean, there's just that little bit of mystery that keeps me like excited to see Min Yang fights, and I want to see him up against like a top level P head like Rakic. Um,
Exactly. All right. Um, Obviously Smith retired like totally, so we're not going to talk about him. David Onama, once again, just watch the recap. He had a decent win, didn't look great, wasn't very fun. I do want to talk about with this matchup though, right? So, or matchup. I'll explain. First, I want to say with David Onama, he doesn't feel like some type of like, oh, he's a prospect and he came from the unranked and just beat number 12 and it's like get him in the book. Yeah, like no. This he feels pretty lame.
yeah,
He doesn't feel
it's why nobody give a fuck. Like,
Yeah, definitely. Like it's just this guy is so I don't know. This was such a boring fucking fight. This was his time to show out. The Roberto Romero fight was fun as hell, but did you guys see what just happened to Roberto Romero on this card? Like, why is that fight competitive at all? I know why like he 30-27 and he beat him soundly, but he still got dropped in the first. Like, you know what I mean? It's so yeah, I don't know. I'm just not the biggest on David Onama. I think he can be good, but he has terrible boxing defense. He gets cracked every fight.
I
He doesn't
just,
have the
yeah.
best chin.
I
I
just,
don't
like,
know.
for some reason, I just do not care about Onama at all.
It's not.
Like,
Yeah,
I
that's
never
not.
have.
You're
Like,
not wrong.
I just have no opinion or feeling towards this guy. Um, I mean, he ruined his one super cool finish with a corny ass celebration, and now he puts on fights like this. Like, I don't know, make me care, maybe? I don't
I
know.
mean, of
Like,
course,
I don't
yeah,
deserve that because I'm nobody. But like, dude, come on.
no, no, make the fan. I mean, he did have like one of the greatest fights of all time with Nate the Train, but that was also 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago at this point. So, anyways, let me explain these matchups. So, I want to start with Arnold Allen. This is if Alan Pico doesn't happen. I would love to see Arnold Allen versus Aaron Pico. That
That
is my
better
dream
happen. Yeah.
scenario. If we can't get that, okay. Yusuf Zalal, he's number 14 or something when no Nama's gonna be like number 12, number 11. So that's just like prospect off. I fuck with Zalal because I like his personality and his pre-Cater fights. The
Yeah.
Cater fight sucked though. The Giga fight sucked. Let's just why not? Larone, man. Ah, Larone Murphy.
You got it.
Um, maybe. I don't know, maybe, right? This is like I think we might see like a Larone Murphy versus Aljo or something, or a Larone Murphy versus like I don't know, like Brian Ortega. If you did, we had a matchmaking video for the Murphy Emmett card where we talked about this, and like featherweight's so hard to matchmake right now. So this is kind of just three options. You could also do Onama versus Pico. You could also do Onama versus Pitbull. You could also do Onama versus Ige. You could also do
I
Onama
think,
versus Gian
yeah.
Silva. You could also do Onama versus Emmett. There's so many options.
Yeah, I featherweight is just so messed up. Um, I think a lot of these guys are looking up. I'd say out of these, Zalal's most likely. Because I'm sure they want to save Arnold Allen for something else. But dude, Arnold Allen, fight, please. It's been so
He's an
long.
injury right now. I think he
I
has like a
know.
hand. But, yeah.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
I would love to see him
But
have that fight.
one of those ones you listed, which one was it?
Lorraine.
No.
Oh, the one I just listed.
Yeah.
I have no clue. I
Okay.
listed like five.
Yeah. Fuck. Okay. Well, one
I
of the
said Pico, Emmett, Gian Silva, uh, Ige, Pitbull.
Pitbull. I like that one. Um,
Yeah,
because I think Pitbull smokes Onama, and I want to see
I
him
know.
get a win in the UFC. You
I think
don't?
Pitbull's old. I think he's old as fuck and
I
just
know,
like.
dude. I want to believe, but let's keep going.
Right. Okay. Giga. I mean, I predicted this fight pretty much perfectly. Giga looked old as fuck. He didn't look great. He looks like he can't get up from bottom, and he just doesn't have the sauce, the juice anymore, as he used to. Which he was never the best, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, we are clearing out the lower level Georgians from the
We
UFC.
are.
Hopefully
Yes, we are.
soon Marab will fall, and then I don't know.
That's the idea.
Taporia can say I have nothing
Yeah,
bad
before we
to
go.
say about
He's
Taporia.
Spain.
Yeah.
Spain claims him, dude. But yeah, this fight's fucking lit. I don't know. Like, I love Sadiq Yusuf. We love Sadiq Yusuf on the Pacific MMA channel. I really want to see him fight again. And that he's booked with Santos, Myron Santos. Weird, a bit of a mismatch, but hey, whatever, right? I was just talking about like, hey, dude, I was talking about this outside the video. Like, I don't care when they push a fighter a lot. Like if it's like a huge jump up, like we were talking about Klein versus Gamrot, like yeah, it sucks for Gamrot, but hey, fuck it, get the division moving. I don't mind it. Jan O'Malley, I don't mind it. You know what I mean? So I don't mind it with Myron Santos and Sadiq Yusuf, and I think Sadiq Yusuf is gonna win, and I think Yusuf versus Giga is a dope ass fight. So yeah, you have anything on this banger matchup?
No, I mean I completely agree. Current Yusuf, current Giga, it's gonna be it would be really good. Um, it's been a long time without Yusuf, so we'll see how he looks, of course. But that's the point of fighting the winner. Um, Giga is just, look kind of worse and worse. How old is this dude?
He's old as fuck. He's like 36, 37.
Okay, yeah, jeez. So hopefully Sadiq would look better than he ever has, and then he beats Giga and fights for the title. Um,
I got you.
yeah.
All right. One of the
Oh
worst
my
fights ever. We
God.
once again talked about it on the recap. Abus versus fucking Michelle Pereira. Just terrible. Now, I want to get to the matchup. Do you have anything on Abus just real quick? Or
Um, why are you like? This guy should be in Octagon MMA. Like, I don't want to see him fight in the UFC. Does anyone like tune in for an Abus Magomedov fight? Like, dude,
no?
when I see this guy's name on like the card list, it's like looking at a unranked women's flyweight fight. I just don't want to see it. I don't want to see an Abus fight. Um, I don't want him in the UFC. I don't like this guy. He sucks.
Yeah. And I get to the matchup, right? Now look, this is shit matchmaking and biased matchmaking. I am a massive Jared Cannonier fan. He's in our channel's banner. I want to get him more wins before we give him another fucking killer. All right. So please just do this, UFC. Give Jared Cannonier an absolute layup. Because technically, I mean, Abu will be ranked number 14, right? He will be maybe. Michelle Pereira's ranking was kind of like a Mickey ranking, so they might just like move both of them, like not move up Abu and take Michelle out of the rankings and move another guy up like Joe Piper or some shit, um, or Bot Nickel. But yeah, I want to see this dude. I don't fucking care. They did the RoboCop fight. Give him another like 15 to unranked guy and let him fucking kill them. Please, 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 please give Cannonier more dope ass KOs.
Dude,
Um,
it's such a
yeah,
bad look for the UFC that Abus Magomedov is ranked, and it was already
but we
bad.
never know.
Yeah,
He
like,
might not be. Hopefully not.
but dude, but it's crazy that he's able to put on like stinker after stinker after stinker, and then he's ranked, and he's so
Yeah.
clearly like, at least with the other people in the top 15, not ranked material, but he's here,
No.
because he
I mean,
beat
that's what we
Michelle
saw.
Pereira, who's terrible.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess let's get to that. If we want like a realistic fight that isn't just biased matchmaking for Abus, maybe a Piper Gastelum winner, maybe
Jack
a Roman
Hermanson,
Dolidze,
I don't know.
Roman Dolidze, something. All right. Michelle Pereira, I don't want to talk about this motherfucker. The fall off is crazy. We talked about it in the recap. I'm just gonna get to the
Did you
matchup.
talk about how he like lost who he was, stuff like
We
that?
talked about that, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah. Anyways, this fight just makes sense. It was in the thumbnail. You saw it. It just makes sense, right? If he can get back to the Michelle Pereira mold, this is a fucking awesome fight, right? And if he
dude, they
can't, well
might
then Char's
wait, hold on, they might kill him if he fights in the UAE. He flies the Israel flag. Maybe they
Oh, I was
shouldn't
just
do
thinking
that.
about
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
The fucking Israeli flag thing. Dude,
yeah.
yeah. Okay. I didn't even think about that. Hey, so I forgot. He fucking in one of his random ass Apex fights, he walked out with an Israel flag. So this is gonna be, dude, if Shara gets him down, he's gonna keep fucking pounding. So yeah, hopefully they don't do this in the UAE. There's no way Michelle Pereira would
Well,
take this in the UAE,
can
but
can
you
he
never know.
can Shara fight outside the UAE?
I don't even think
I
so.
don't.
I
Yeah, I
don't
don't think
fucking
so.
know, bro.
Yeah,
Wait,
so
did he
maybe
fight
not just for Michelle
no.
Pereira's safety.
I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I just think this is a perfect matchup. Like it feels like it just you know,
Yeah.
the path the crossroads, whatever. I don't let's just get to Okay. Randy Brown, dude. One of the sickest performances ever. Fucking incredible fight. We talked about it in the recap. It was like a mini Holloway Gaethje. It was crazy. It was awesome.
Sad to see
I
Dalby
love Randy
lose,
Brown.
but it was a sick win.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, I
but it
can't
didn't
I
go.
can't take anything away from Randy Brown. Like,
Yeah.
it was awesome.
It's like it was sad to see Gaethje lose, but at
Yeah,
the same time,
exactly. Same
you
exact
just
thing.
got it. You just got it, right? So yeah, Randy Brown is literally one of the like shining lights in this sport that's keeping it alive. We've talked about it this past fight week, dude. I love Randy Brown. And this matchup feels like served on a platter. Maybe you can give Randy Brown a rank shot. I don't think so. I know a lot of people think he beat Brian Battle, but he did technically lose that fight. So yeah, this feels,
Give her not another
Renat.
robbery, ruin another
I do,
fighter.
and that's the rough part about this is like Randy Brown can make this like a close fight, and that shit is going to Renat, and
Yeah.
it's going to be a blatant robbery, and everybody's going to be like this guy fucking blows. But hey,
It happens every time, but, you know,
every time with fucking Renat, man. But hey, I'm just hoping Randy Brown could beat him. I'm done with Renat, as I think everyone is. He was cool at one point.
dude,
At this point, it's
I really liked Renat, like, 2 years ago, around the Kevin Lee fight,
yeah.
um, but, dude, since then, it's been so rough for Renat. Hopefully Randy Brown can smoke him, that'd be really cool. I doubt that would happen because Renat I mean, he has
Good, good.
yeah, he's good, but he's so weird. Um, I think Randy Brown could probably beat him, based on what we've seen recently. He's looked like, oh, no, not a title contender, but definitely like a top tier welterweight. Um,
Yeah,
and yeah, I'm excited to see Randy Brown. I hope he can make it, up in the rankings,
I
Neil
fuck with
Mag.
Randy Brown.
Yeah, maybe he could fight Neil Magny, if you don't want him to get robbed.
True. Although, are you wearing a Kazakhstan shirt?
I am, yeah.
That's fire. All right. Nicholas Dalby, yeah, he got KO'd pretty brutally at 40. I expect a good bit of time off or retirement. I don't know, not much to say on Dalby. It was an awesome fight. He dogged it out as he does every time.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think this fight is just once again served on a silver platter. Right, we got two 40-year-olds, two guys who got brutally KO'd by Randy Brown in the second round. Um,
Hey, Dalby put up more of a fight though.
That is true. That is true. It was much more competitive. Dalby dropped it. Hey. So yeah, I don't know. I just think this is right there.
King of Kung
The,
Fu. Yeah, I like this matchup.
versus Danish Dynamite. It's like fuck yeah, dude.
Hopefully we get a double retirement. Um,
Yeah,
but I don't know if Muslim Salikov will ever retire. He doesn't seem like he's capable of it, making
I
decisions
mean,
for
dude,
himself.
we are still KOing San Kanon with a brutal spinning back kick
Yeah,
or wheel kick in like December 2024. So
that's true.
November 2024. But yeah, all right. We got fucking Chinese Islam Makhachev with Down syndrome, as Will crowned him in the predictions
I didn't
video.
say Down
Um,
syndrome.
oh,
I think I said like fat Chinese Islam Makhachev.
okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's who this man Ikram Alaskarov is. Just a shit
King of Goofy
performer.
Goobers.
Yes, he is the king of the Goofy Goobers. I'm giving him like I'd say a semi Goofy Goober, right? Pereira, he's dog shit. He's one of I mean, these are just like this tier of middleweights, like Abus and Michelle as well. Are like these like guys who are kind of close to the rankings who are fucking terrible at fighting, who hit hard, and who like get KOs. So this just feels like an obvious fight. Maybe
Yeah.
Bruno can KO him.
I
Maybe
would
he
love to
can't. I don't
see that. I don't know. Like it's ridiculous to me. Like one how bad middleweight is. But like, dude, how has no one checked Ikram like outside of
know.
Whitaker? No, outside
But
Whitaker.
Whitaker like
No,
killed him.
I know,
It's
but like
that how shitty.
people still think this guy's like good just because he lost to Whitaker. They're like, oh yeah, it was Whitaker. Of course he was gonna lose. But dude, this guy's ass. Why?
Yes,
Like,
he's there.
can we please just see him get slept or like something? He is not top 15 level. He is not good. These betting odds in every single one of his fights are ridiculous. He does not deserve that. Like
But then again, Muniz deserves to be like a plus 10 billion underdog in every
that's
single
true.
fight. Like,
That's also the problem that he's put up against like the worst like no heart cans ever. Like
all right,
like 70
let's
year
get
old
to
Warley
Muniz.
Alves. Like I do not like it.
Uh, all right, I'm just gonna get to the matchup because there's nothing to say about Muniz. Although I do think this is an interesting matchup. This is a matchup, man. I wanted to see like back in like 2021, 2022, when both these guys were kind of on the come up, even though Vieira had already lost. Oh, this is Rodolfo Vieira. You're gonna know. Andre Muniz versus Rodolfo Vieira. They were like two like jujitsu aces at middleweight, and I don't even know. Maybe they fucking train together, so maybe this is impossible. But I don't know. I want to see this fight. I think it would be a jujitsu battle. I don't fucking know, bro.
And then Arnold
Like,
Allen comes in and he subs, or Brendan Allen comes in, he subs both of them.
oh, yeah. Yes, yes. All right. Matt Schnell, dude, the most oralist human of all time.
Dude,
It was
why
a
the fuck did they rob Jimmy Flick? I'm so sick of this. I don't like. God, I don't.
uh,
Stuff like that makes me want to stop watching MMA. Like dead ass. We can't keep doing this as MMA fans. We can't allow these judges to continue robbing our favorite fighters. Our
Our
favorite
favorite,
fighters, yeah,
our favorite
yes,
fighters.
dude,
Okay,
uh,
every
dude, Brick,
you
we can,
watching.
dude, us, Brick Nation, we cannot stand for this.
No,
We just can't.
Brick,
Um,
dude, it's Brick Squad.
yeah,
Brick Squad.
yeah,
Right? Dude, we-
Brick Squad, we need to kill uh Matt Schnell, not in real life, but or maybe the judges. I don't know. Again, not in real life. Uh,
we, us, and you watching
yes,
as fans of Jimmy Flick, we need to do something about this. This is
exactly.
horrible.
That
All
robbery
right.
was fucking disgusting.
Okay, but on the real, Chanel 1, 2, and 3. It was a terrible fight. The second and third were okay, overrated as fuck. Um, I think this is a fucking sick matchup. We matched Shira's up with someone else in our UFC Mexico matchmaking video, but
Yeah.
I thought about it and I was like, hold on, because I actually at that time I like forgot that Chanel was coming back. Now I'm like, damn, get Shires a jump up in competition and a dope KO, kind of what we were talking about, like an intermediate opponent, not a Tatsuro Taira or Joshua Van, but also not CJ Vergara or Daniel Lacerda. Get him like someone in that middle ground. I think that's Chanel. I think Shires would KO him, and it would be fucking awesome. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I love to see Shirez just kill people, and this is a perfect opportunity against a guy who has like some name value, who's not
Yeah.
CJ Vergara. So let's see it,
Yeah. Um, Brick Squad, dude,
man.
stand up. Right.
He'll
Just
be
it's terrible.
back. He'll be back. He'll be fighting for the title, subbing Pantoja with a flying triangle.
Yes, and so his next
You
fight,
heard it here.
we do have him fighting for the title against the winner of Hyung Sung Park, I think is this guy's name, versus Carlos Hernandez, the
Side
Mexican
note:
11-year-old.
Carlos Hernandez might be my least favorite UFC fighter. Period. I hate this guy. Um, if I saw him on if I saw him on the playground when I was in fourth grade, I probably would have beaten him up. That's not true because I wasn't like that as a child, but maybe I would have just because of his stupid face. Like,
Oh no, man.
dude, I do not like this guy. He made a Niam Jargal Tumen Dembrel fight boring, which if you guys don't know, that's absolutely insane. Niam Jargal Tumen Dembrel is flyweight Gaethje. Uh, so
It's true. He's
yeah,
he's Mongolian flyweight
yeah,
Gaethje, dude.
dude, he will carve his name into the annals of history. But not if Carlos Hernandez keeps like stinking everything up. I think we need to kill this 12-year-old with hammers. Get him out of the UFC. You know how you do that? Brick Squad.
Even though I think Hyun Sung
Yeah,
Park's gonna
probably.
fucking kill him. But yeah,
Hopefully.
yes. I don't know. This is just like whatever of a matchup. Evan Elder, fucking sick performance, right? He looked good, threw with killer intent, everything. Uh, Gage Young, we'll get to Gage Young. Evan Elder, I got him fighting Ismail Bonfim. Like Evan Elder has quietly went on a 3-fight win streak, so
Yeah,
he
I mean,
needs
one
to
of
step
those
up.
was a robbery, and then like the other ones were pretty good, but you know,
Yeah,
pretty.
robbery against Darius
Yeah,
Clouds.
picking up a 3-fight win streak, unranked lightweight. I mean, yeah, you got to take a step up. Against someone who's not Darius Flowers, who's not Gage Young. I forgot who's the other one.
Genaro Valdez.
Yeah, okay. So let's get him an actual like kind of name in unranked lightweight. I like this matchup a lot. And maybe hey, if Ismail Bonfim wants to, get back in the good graces, he could win again. Um I
Oh,
followed
also, dude,
yeah, I
he
follow
looks
this
so
yeah.
fucking.
I follow
Okay,
this account MMA Gains on Instagram that tracks like follower counts. The only person to ever lose followers that I've seen on that account was Ismail Bonfim. Uh,
so,
after that doctor
after the
stoppage in his last fight, which was hilarious. But
but
yeah,
yeah, the Indian Ismail Bonfim, he looks so fucking Indian.
he
Speaking of
does.
Indians, dude, Gage Young versus Anshul Jubilee. All right, Jubilee's 0-2 in the UFC. Like outside of the Indian stuff, he's 0-2 in the UFC. Gage Young is 0-1 in the UFC. I was personally pretty high on Gage Young going into the Evan Elder fight. He kind of validated me. He looked pretty good.
Yeah,
Of course, he kind of looked it looked like the lights were too bright for him. He shelled up. He didn't really throw much offense. Ended up just getting kind of fucked up and dominated, but not dominated, but just like clearly lost. Anyways, if he beats Jubilee, Jubilee's out. If Jubilee wins, Gage Young is on the chopping blocks. I don't fucking know, man. We're getting to the point where it's like unranked lightweights. Don't worry,
Yeah.
we got an interesting matchup
We're,
for
we're, we're really discussing Anshul Jubilee versus Gabe Young. Like, we
we
don't
got
need to
some
stick around on
we
this.
got some interesting matchups coming up with the bantamweights.
Yeah.
Which not this fucking bantamweight. I just want to get him off the screen. We do actually have an interesting matchup though.
I think you
What
should have him next to the gallows because we need to kill this guy. Um,
that might be the move.
not in real
Um,
life,
no,
but
not in real life, but via Damon Blackshear, via method of Damon Blackshear. Um, they both won on this card. Of course, Gutierrez looked like shit. Blackshear looked good. Uh,
Gutierrez looking like shit and putting on a horrible, boring fight, dude. That
that's
has
never happened
never ever
before.
happened before. Um,
Uh, everyone is tired of this motherfucker. No one likes him. Like,
his eyes
get the
are too close together, and that's messed up, dude.
dude. Get Blackshear in there. Let Blackshear kill him. We need to step up for Blackshear. He's on a 3-fight win streak at this point. This is a step up. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, I mean, the problem is, like Chris Gutierrez, he is so good at stinking it up, though. Even if Blackshear gets him to the ground, Blackshear, who has like some of the best grappling in the division, that is some of the best subs in the UFC, as he's proven by getting a twister. But dude, Gutierrez is so good at stinking it up, he could just completely mitigate the sub threat and just get controlled and and just not get
Dude,
finished.
he might pull guard.
Yeah, like
Gutierrez might
genuinely.
fucking pull guard. Like, I'm
He
not playing.
he is that good at stinking it up.
And even if he stinks it up, hey, it's a Gutierrez fight. What are you gonna do, right?
Yeah,
Get Blackshear the win at least.
that's true.
Hopefully, Gutierrez doesn't piece him up on the feet, but you never know with how Blackshear can be inconsistent. He looked fucking great in this fight, though. I will
That's
say
good.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. John Castaneda, bro.
Demon
Just
rib
looking at this
cage, dude.
looking at this motherfucker, just dude. All right. Alexandre Taporia. Taporia's older than Alexandre's older than Ilya, so I feel like we need to maybe not give him as slow of a rise as Ilya had. I think this is a good step up. He had a debutant in his debut in Colby Thickness. Now this is like a guy. Castaneda is like what, like 6-5, 6-4 in the UFC, some shit like that. Just like a UFC vet with a lot of wins. It's actually a quality win if you do end up beating him. So, yeah, I don't know. I think this feels right for Taporia. Um,
Yeah, I
and
agree.
come
It's kind of sad that we're talking more about the potential like match made opponent uh
then
than
Castaneda.
than
Yeah,
Castaneda, but like it's Castaneda. Who
yeah.
cares?
Him
Like,
every fight, man.
sorry, bro, you're getting Taporia.
All right, Alatangeli, bro. We got
We've put him in like 3 of these matchmaking videos or something. He's shown up way more
we
than he
actually
probably should.
we fought on the card though,
That
so we
yeah,
kind
that
of
no,
have.
it's completely fair this time. Well, and
Yeah.
last time. I don't know, but somehow
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
worked out.
it's coincidence. All right, we got fucking Alatangeli versus Malcolm Wellmaker, who killed Cameron Simon, who we'll get to later on or earlier on this card. This just feels like a natural step up for Wellmaker. He already got a pretty like high profile debut for just a contender series debutant. But hey, Wellmaker was a pretty high profile contender series debutant. He was in the main event of that contender series card he fought on, and he got an awesome KO. So he was like already kind of known and a pretty big deal before that.
He
So he
got
got
his
a good.
performance bonus. He's quitting his job. So very, very cool little story there for Malcolm Wellmaker.
And this is probably another one waiting to happen in Alatangeli. Alatangeli's a small bantamweight, and Wellmaker's a big bantamweight, and Wellmaker has filthy power,
Yeah,
awesome counters. Alatangeli just kind of trudges forward, you know.
kill the old Chinese man.
So yeah, but okay, this is actually something I wanted to mention. Alatangeli historically is a once a year type of fighter. That's not who Wellmaker is. So if Alatangeli is going to continue about his ways and not fight till fucking March of next year, well then I was thinking maybe give Malcolm Wellmaker like a D Silva, another one of these kind of vets with a lot of fights in the UFC, similar to Alatangeli. Of course, D Silva has way more fights, but Alatangeli's 5-3 in the UFC. Feels like a natural step up. But yeah, if you can't give him like a D Silva, who had a fight canceled a couple months ago, who's going to be wanting to get back in the cage pretty soon, and he would fucking kill D Silva. But that's kind of the idea. We're
Brutally.
building a prospect.
Yeah.
So all right, Cameron Simon, bro. We talked about him in the recap, but he's not very good.
Yeah.
And what like we said
Disappointing. Um, but he's just not UFC level. He's not ever going to be able to make that step up in competition. So
yeah,
why keep him around?
Well, I think he's only 24. So yeah, I think it's the
But he
time he's
has
on a
been
3 fight.
brutally KO'd twice in a row, so
No, but I'm saying
yeah.
cut him from the UFC. We talked about this in the recap. Put him back on the regional scene. Get him some wins. Let him develop a little. And dude, he comes back to the UFC when he's 27.
Yeah.
3 years of development, like that can happen. That can work. So there's no reason to keep him
They've
around.
done that
There
to
was no
Julian
reason.
Erosa twice, and it's worked out pretty well.
It's true. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. It's just like you gave him fucking Talbot and Wellmaker. What did you expect? I mean, maybe the UFC did expect this and they did want to get him out to maybe develop him a little more. But yeah, that's it for Simon. All right, these last two fights, I want to blaze through because you probably don't fucking care. Timmy Kwamba got a dope ass KO against Roberto Romero. I'm gonna have him fight Jose Delgado. I fuck with Jose Delgado heavy. He got an awesome KO in his debut recently against Connor Matthews. I liked him on the contender series. I liked him in that debut. I think this is a good fight, good step up for not step up. You know what I mean? Guy with one win in the UFC for Jose Delgado, and you never know. Maybe Kwamba could continue that path of redemption. Roberto Romero sucks. I don't know. Give him Brendan Marat. Whoever loses this fight gets cut.
Got Homer
That's it.
Simpson. He got evil Homer Simpson
He does.
on his
Hold on.
elbow.
I don't know. Or you
Yeah,
point that out with your
there you
mouse,
go.
dude. Yeah.
Evil Homer
Evil.
Simpson. That's all I have to say. I have nothing interesting with that match.
All right, well, that's gonna do it for that matchmaking video. You probably already checked out after we popped fucking Timmy Kwamba up on the screen, but
I would too.
yeah, yeah. Hey, have a good one. We'll see you Tuesday for the matchmake or for the rankings and ratings. It'll probably be a
Right.
pretty short video. But yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff that you would like. Um, and have a good rest of your day. I'm leaving that in.